records. Fake records. Fake records. Fake records.
Yo, it's your boy Casual Rel with the Silent A podcast, and man, we're back with another one. And a quick one at that. Hit that like button. It gets eyes on the show. And more importantly, continue to subscribe, man. We really appreciate that love. We're going quick and we're going fast. And for this, let's get straight into it. It's your first look, our first take, our first assessment and analysis of Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dynamite Dubois 2 going down July 19, 2025. How do we see this fight going down? How do we see the keys to victory for both men, both fighters? How will this go? Will we see another bending of the knee from Daniel Dynamite Dubois as he wilts under the pressure of Oleksandr Usyk and the mind games and the tactics? Or will we see Daniel Dubois continue his trajectory of destruction and power and finesse in the heavyweight division and finally topple that of the smaller fighter in Oleksandr Usyk for the first time in his career? Two-time undisputed from cruiserweight to heavyweight champion. Will we finally see this man take a loss to someone rumored to have knocked him down, knocked him out with a body shot in their first fight? Obviously ruled a low blow, but many believe, including the Daniel Dynamite Dubois corner, that he should have won that first fight, should have won that first scrap. But here we are now, July 19, 2025. Both men are getting it on. Both men are getting it down. How will this go? First things first. For the mind games and the tactics for this fight, the first look is this. Daniel Dynamite Dubois needs to throw away and forget about that first fight. Everything that he knew about that first fight should be erased from his memory and gone. And the same thing for the likes of Oleksandr Usyk. This is not the same Daniel Dynamite Dubois that you fought the first time around. This man now has confidence. He was a young warrior, top contender that moved up to take on the likes of Usyk when he got it on the first time. And yes, he bent the knee, wilted under pressure, got knocked out by a jab of all things. But if you can look back at that fight, you could see the loss came because mentally Daniel Dubois was checked out. He did not know how to win this fight. He did not know how to go on. And more importantly, he was confused, frustrated that he did not get the knockdown, the knockout he thought he deserved in that fight, which was ruled a low blow. He gave it his best. He gave it his all and just realized that he was out skill set and the odds were against him. So yeah, he mentally wilted and bent the knee. But forget about that, because after that, Daniel Dynamite Dubois took on the likes of Gerald Big Baby Miller and got his confidence back, showed that he can go the distance, showed that he does have a gas tank up on him. And this is going to be the first keys to victory for Daniel Dynamite Dubois. Build that gas tank. Let your hands fly. For the first look of here, I think Daniel Dynamite Dubois is going to come in as a wrecking ball and pump that powerful jab that he has. He needs to fight behind that jab and keep that peekaboo style up and center to counter the shots coming back from likes of Oleksandr Usyk. Protect that eye, that orbital socket that was fractured back in the day, that is fully healed, hopefully, and keep pressing forward. Keep using that gas tank. I believe that is how Daniel Dynamite Dubois is going to get this fight going. He is just going to press forward in peekaboo style, pump the jab and throw the overhand right. He will try to go to the body. If he's smart, everybody knows Usyk is susceptible to body shots, but do not just rely on that, because you could mess around and get disqualified if it seems that you're going close to that belt line again. And over and getting frustrated. But more importantly, Usyk expects you to go to the body. Keys of victory for Usyk. Counter. You got to counter the aggressive fighter. Use his power. Use his aggression against him as he's coming in to get his shots off. It's actually going to make Usyk's shots harder. They're going to place harder as that force is coming to him. Meet him with a jab. Meet him with an overhand left. Pump it into his face. Use his force against him. That is how I believe Usyk, who is the favorite, will clearly win this fight against Daniel Dynamite Dubois. He has to be a master counterpuncher, which he can do, which he has done. He has the skill set. It's been displayed. I think to beat this man and beat him clearly, this new version of Daniel Dynamite Dubois, you're going to see Usyk obviously use his footwork, cut his corners, cut his angles, but more importantly, proper shot placement and counter punching. He's going to look very, very good. He's going to look like a proper counter puncher, similar to the likes of Canelo Alvarez, who depends on those left hooks, right hooks to get a man up out of there, or at least place him down using his aggression, similar to what he did to the likes of Edgar Berlanga. I believe Usyk is smart enough to realize that this is a different Daniel Dynamite Dubois. And I think he already knows he will use that aggression, use his tactics against Daniel Dynamite Dubois. It won't be a stoppage. For Usyk to win this, I believe it'll be a unanimous decision. I think it'll be a proper boxing lesson on his hands. But the same thing for Daniel Dynamite Dubois. I don't think he knocks out Usyk either. I think the way he wins is a split decision. Built off aggression, built off of fighting off that front foot, keeping his defense tight, keeping those counter shots at bay as much as he can, but out landing the likes of Usyk and making it nasty and making it a fight, not a boxing match. If he tries to keep this proper boxing, Dubois will lose. He's not as good as a boxer as Usyk, period. No disrespect. Skill set wise, they're not the same. But fighter wise to fighter wise, they're pretty equal. They both stand just as good a chance to win a fight. And if Daniel Dynamite Dubois wants to win this the way he needs to win it, he needs to make it rough. He needs to make it nasty. He needs to make it dirty, but not illegal. Hit him in his elbows. Hit him in his shoulders. Hit him in the hips. Hit him where you start to slowly break him down throughout the fight. He is the smaller fighter. You are the bigger puncher. Make him feel you. Do it within tactics, obviously. That's what you have to do as the larger fighter, the larger, bigger man. But, again, keep it within the realms of the rules. Rough him up. Clinch him up. Make him feel the power of Daniel Dynamite Dubois, this new surgent power that you have, and more importantly, this new aggression, mindset, and confidence that you have. This is the only way Daniel Dynamite Dubois can win this fight, and I believe that's the only way he's going to fight in this upcoming rematch. You will see Daniel Dynamite Dubois press forward, head first, head down, peekaboo style, pumping that jab, again with that overhand right, and just go to it, 1, 2, rinse, repeat, round from round. Will his stamina last? Yes. I believe he proved that with the likes of Gerald Big Baby Miller, against Philip Hrgovic, and definitely against the likes of Anthony AJ Joshua. And more importantly, what he proved against Anthony AJ Joshua is that he can take a shot. So for your first look here, your first look assessment and analysis is this. Usyk will be a counterpuncher for this fight July 19, 2025, using the aggression that Daniel Dynamite Dubois, in our opinion here, has to use to make this fight even, to make this fight on his level and playing ground. I know Usyk is already thinking about this. He's already preparing himself for a rough and rugged fight, and to do that, the best way to do it again is a counterpuncher, but a counterpuncher who throws volume. That is what you're going to see from Usyk as he moves and cut his angles and gets up out of the way, trying to stay up out of the clinch as much as possible, wearing down the bigger and more aggressive fighter. Again, Daniel Dynamite Dubois will continue to press, continue to fight, and continue to land. I think he will land effectively. I think we may see Usyk hit the ground once in this fight, or get a questionable stand-up 8 count. Now, as far as how the fight will turn out, we usually say that for our 3-minute fight drills, our 3-minute fight breakdowns. But what we will see in this fight, I believe we'll see controversy. I believe we will see a back and forth struggle, tug of war, as you may say. I think it will be even until we get into the later rounds. And in that case, it comes down to the game plan that we just talked about for both fighters. In the later rounds, it'll depend on how well Usyk is counterpunching and how much volume he's throwing. And for Dubois, it'll depend on how much stamina he has and how much volume he's giving to the likes of Usyk in effective aggression. Whoever's winning that fight is going to win this entire war, this entire battle, and will get the decision. Again, in the case of Usyk, I think it'll be a unanimous decision. In the case of Daniel Dynamite Dubois, it'll be a split decision, which will probably be controversial. I don't see either man getting knocked out in this one, but I do see a proper contest and a proper fight. Anyways, that's our first look, our first assessment, our first breakdown of the likes of Daniel Dynamite Dubois finally challenging the likes of Oleksandr Usyk for the second time to do a undisputed fight. As we get closer, we'll do more of these studies and more of the breakdowns, more of the camps. We'll do our 3-minute fight drill, our 3-minute fight breakdowns. We'll give you a proper prediction and assessment of who will really win this fight. But for right now, this is our first look, our first take. This will be a great fight, a great war, a great back and forth. Anyways, it's your boy Caswell with Son A Podcast. Hit that like button, comment below, and as always, continue to subscribe, man. We really appreciate that love. Until the next time, peace.